you know, we keep trying to get better. We keep adding little pieces to our game. We keep trying to tweak things to make them better. I really like our tenacity on defense, which I think is reflected in the numbers. I think you've seen our power play grow here, especially since the Yukon game, and we want to hang on to those good things. And the guys seem very interested in getting better.
Early in the year, you talked about one time with me that you sat down with Owen and kind of challenged him to
yep.
You know, he's always been a goalie to compete. How do you feel as though he's responded since then, the effort he's been giving you, especially lately?
Yeah, I mean, again, I used the Yukon series. Recently looked at a lot of numbers, and since that series, since that game on the 16th of January, he's got a .946 save percentage. So he's making timely saves. He's making confident saves, and I think he's responded very well.
Yeah. Is it, how tough is it to juggle it? You know, you got line shifts and everything, but in goal, you only got one per game. Let's talk about juggling that. You know, Lyndon played a lot last year, and how has he accepted kind of a reduced role this year?
Yeah, well, the goalies have grown up playing with only one guy in the net at a time. So it's a competition that they understand better than anybody else. And Lyndon has been a wonderful teammate. He wants to get in there, and we talk about, you know, him being prepared for the next opportunity that he has. He's won his last 2 starts, you know, which is a good sign. But he sees how well Savory's playing. So that tandem with those 2 guys, and even Chase, who's not playing, those 3 guys have a relationship and conversations, and they want the same thing everybody else wants. They want to win hockey games, and they want to contribute as much as the opportunity allows.
Is it still an open competition each week to see who's going to get the net on Friday night each week in practice?
I think everything has to be an open competition. It's not, as soon as it becomes not an open competition, I think complacency can set in. I also think that we need to look at the recent body of work and see what Owen has done or Lyndon has done, whoever it is. So the term open competition will always be there, but we also want to be aware of what has happened recently.
Yeah, I mean, you get the hot hand, you got to ride it, right?
Yeah.
Coach, you know, unbeaten in 4. I know it's 3 ties, but you know, whenever you're not losing, it has to be, I guess, a positive. And what can you take into a weekend against 2 tough opponents here?
Same approach that we've had. It's nice to be able to turn, you know, losses into ties. Now we want to turn ties into wins, and every night is a new night, whether it's a single game against Dartmouth or, you know, Princeton on Friday and Quinnipiac on Saturday. The approach doesn't change. We've got to find a way to play tenacious defense and score as many goals as we can. So it feels good to be unbeaten in 4, but we also know that there's a real good challenge coming around every corner.
How important is it to keep your success in that you've had in goal in check to make sure each week that you get the call on Friday night?
Yeah, I think it's very important. I think, like I've said always, it's just every week. I think you go in, as a team, we go in every Monday and we're ready to prepare for that next opponent. And I think for me personally, it's I've been on a good run here, but I think it's very important that you know, I don't take anything for granted. I still come in every day and I'm still willing to work for my time in the net and challenge anybody that wants to challenge me for that. So,
how tough is it to kind of keep fresh or keep going there if you're sharing the net? Are you better off if you're playing a string of games?
Yeah, oh yeah, I think it's just the consistency. If you're in there, you know, every weekend and stuff like that, it's a little bit easier. You know, you get a little bit of a routine going, especially during the week. And I think even just during the week at practice, I think just working and finding little things to tweak on, especially when you're on a little bit of a run and playing, like you said, a couple games in a row, I think it's easier during the week to realize, you know, maybe tweak this, tweak that, and prepare yourself better for the next weekend.
Go back to last summer. When did you first arrive here for the school year?
We got here in August, so we were here pretty early. We were here about 2 weeks before all the other students came, and yeah, I think that, like I've said before too, it's like, I think that was a great bonding time for our team, and I think for me too, that we had the captain skates, you know, the first day we were on campus. So I think it was obviously a bigger jump for me coming in, and I think that those summer months were good for me as I got you know, used to what it's like to play at this level. So
what were you thinking at the time? Lyndon kind of entrenched last year. He had a good freshman year. What were your hopes and goals when you got here in August for this season?
Yeah, I think every individual on our team has their own personal goals, and obviously we have team goals. And I think for me, it was coming in, and I spoke to the coaching staff a lot through the summer, and kind of preparing on what I was wanting to do. And obviously Lyndon had an unbelievable year last year, and he still has. He's been an unbelievable competitor this year. And I think coming in, you know kind of what you're up against. And I think for me coming in as the freshman, I think my goals were, maybe if I get in, 5 starts in the year, I achieved my goal. But obviously, I think the second half I've been on a little bit of a run here, and I'm happy, obviously. But I think the biggest goal for me was just come in here and get better every single day, and I think that's transition into how I've played a bunch in a row. So.